More
Well,
nails.
too late. We just started.
Buffing
All
one more
right.
vampire.
Welcome to this week's edition of Movie Club. We're going to do I think we're all kind of caught up
was
with it
that?
being the holidays and a
Yeah.
few texts here and there. But anything
Well, some
to
of us.
report between to report between
I didn't
Thursday
say.
and now?
I didn't say shit, man.
I got my passport.
Oh, good.
Nice.
I know.
Well, I was going to
So-
say let's see it, but we don't need to
Do
see
you?
it.
No,
do you
no,
have
no.
The, do you
Yeah,
have
Yeah,
the
you guys
don't-
want?
real-
I'll show it to you. I'll open each page so you can look at every.
do you have
I
the
want to
real
see
ID?
every little detail.
But yeah, so I'm going to Costa Rica at the beginning of the year.
Pura Vida.
Costa Rica, where are you going to go?
Costa Rica. He just said
I don't. Yeah, Costa
You're
Rica.
going to go to the Pacific side or the Atlantic side?
he's going to the coast of Rica.
Wait,
Obviously,
Pacific
Kind
side,
of
the
question
Atlantic
is that?
side.
Yeah.
Dad, didn't you and Becky go to Costa Rica for your honeymoon?
No, we went there when I had a business trip there, and then I was there like
You had a big job.
Sunday
business trip.
Sunday through Saturday. I was there for a
It's
week,
okay.
and then she joined. Then she joined us. She joined me later, and we spent another week there. So
This is more backstory
Oh.
than I think that any of us were signing up for when we were asking.
probably,
that,
yeah. I way too much, but it was fun.
Like,
Anything good?
Huh?
Did you eat anything good there?
They serve a lot of fried plantains, not fried, but sautéed
Ooh,
plantains.
I love
I-
that.
Not a
ooh, those
fan.
are so good.
But they serve
What's
it with
the
every meal.
Cuba.
every meal? Nice.
Every
What's
meal,
the
yeah.
what's the Doja situation down there? People getting high?
Doja, I don't know. They wasn't that big when I went down there. So there's one place I can't remember. It was on the way to Quepos where we stayed, and there's a big surfing community there. So I would
Sweet.
imagine you'd be able to
Right.
get a little something there. But
There's a
I'm sure.
there's a place that is called Extra Special Pizza or something like that, but they're all over like Thailand and stuff, and they put weed in the pizza.
Whoa!
What?
That
Yeah.
does sound extra special.
Oh,
So-
That's too much.
wait,
for
when are
me.
you going,
it's
Luke?
too special.
Atticus just started rambling before you got a chance to tell us when you were going.
I leave the first
I had
Of?
I had an onion
year.
tied to my belt.
Oh,
which was the
1st
style
of
at the
January.
time.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh.
why did you have an onion tied to your belt? What?
Oh, that's from The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually fleeing
Hey.
the country. I'm
Nice.
going to Costa Rica. I'm never coming back.
Well, all
Sweet,
right.
dude.
Well,
So
Oh yeah,
So
Far
dramatic.
Cry,
nice. It
Far
was
Cry
nice.
style.
I have too many crimes committed here, so I have to
You've
leave.
embezzled too much crypto from
All
Elon.
right.
It's part of the
Use-
FPX scandal. So
all
What's that
right. Well, with all that, let's
okay.
move on. I was one of the critiques is that we ramble and don't get to anything and never finish a thought. So
From who?
Uh,
Oh
huh?
yeah, from
Yeah.
Chuck.
From Chuck.
Charles.
Yeah.
I
Charles.
remember.
and I
remember.
think
Oh,
if we were honest
like
with
Chuck's
ourselves,
getting
we'd see it ourselves. But
great.
we're
Have you-
just up here fucking around. So
Truly, have any of you rewatched one of these? They're very
No.
stressful.
Yeah, I have.
very stressful.
They're very funny.
And like they're really funny.
but stressful.
It's funny in a way like
Mhm.
someone falling over in an airplane or something like that. Like it's funny in the sense to where if someone you knew fell into an airport bathroom with enough like fervor to open the door or an airplane bathroom, you know?
See, this is exactly what we're talking about. This has
What?
no relevance.
that was I think that was the joke.
Can you
But
imagine?
it wasn't funny. There was no punchline. It was all
Oh my gosh.
set up.
What more of a punchline do you need than someone falling into a bathroom? That's hilarious.
Like
Is it?
falling into it, not out of it?
Into it.
Just like through
Imagine
the
how
door or
violent-
into a toilet.
No, it's
Yeah,
not like one
like-
of those tile ceilings. You know what I'm
In
talking
through
about?
the
Physically, I
door.
think that is
You fell into
improbable
it.
because there's not enough space to get the momentum to have the force.
Well, so
to
exactly. Think about how
go-
violently you'd have to be falling in there.
That's not possible.
I'm gonna take
To
couscous out of
fall. So you're
Off-
tripping.
off the stream.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah. So
you
Chuck
go
also
like-
said to us,
And you
he's
go
like,
like whoops.
Chuck also said what?
What?
he asked if we ever considered editing.
No.
So
We'd end up with a 5-minute video, which would probably be okay.
Yeah,
we
no
don't, we don't
kidding.
have the technology. Yeah.
Oh, I have the technology. I just don't have the interest.
We don't have. You
Yeah.
don't have the wherewithal or skill. Got it.
Well,
Okay,
Dad,
so
why don't you kick us off with a synopsis, like
so
a
here's
quick
a
little.
synopsis. Today's movie is The Piano, 1993,
Mhm.
directed by Jane Campion,
Mhm.
starring Holly Hunter, Harvey Keitel, Sam Neill, and very young Anna Paquin.
Mhm.
The story is of Edda, a woman who has chosen, for real reasons I don't think were ever fully explained, to not speak anymore. And as things were in Victorian England, they had to kind of do something with her.
Scotland.
She's from Scotland.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
Scotland.
thought she couldn't talk, not that she
No,
didn't.
Sorry. Let's get through the synopsis and then we can.
And so her father married her to a I want to say farmer, but just kind of like a landowner or something in New Zealand. And so she and Anna Paquin get shipped off to New Zealand, and there they live. She talks about her piano. She plays the piano
Talks about
beautifully.
it?
What's that?
Thinks about it.
She
Thinks
talks
about
it?
I
about
thought
her.
I thought we were gonna get through.
I know. I'm so
the
sorry. I'm such a
synopsis.
hypocrite.
Okay, quiet. And then the story goes about what happens when she gets there and her adjustment to her new married life to someone she doesn't know. And then there's another gentleman, George Baines, who is infatuated with Holly Hunter's character and Edda.
Absolutely shredded. This guy is
Yeah.
stacked to the nines, by the way.
Yeah.
Dummy yoked. Even his
Yeah.
fingers were all buff.
But so, and then it's the story that evolves based on that. So,
Yeah.
that's it.
Nice.
All right.
Bane's
So,
more like Bane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
From Batman.
Bane was an absolute unit. Eliza, you're muted.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself now, Eliza.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
interruption's over.
And we're talking about what an absolute unit Bane was.
I mean, I was here. I was listening
Yeah.
to it.
Well, just in case.
I was not impressed with his physique. And as somebody who has a crush on like literally everyone, not a single person, like just not a single person in this movie. I didn't find anyone compelling as a
You'd have
crush.
to
So that's
you'd
a flaw that I have with that's an issue I have with the movie. Personally.
You would have to imagine everyone smells
Right.
terrible.
Oh my
Bad.
god! Oh my god!
No one's
so
teeth would be that way.
bad. No, I think so. Somebody said earlier that was Holly Hunter like choosing not to speak, or is it a choice or not? And I saw when I was reading up about it, it sounds like she hasn't spoken since she was 6, and I wonder if there was some sort of like traumatic incident.
Well, there
So
must
she
have been.
spoke at one point, and then, but it wasn't true what Flora said about them singing duets in the forest.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Which I thought that was so weird. It was so funny. It's an interesting story that a kid makes up. And then I just loved how all of a sudden they went to this like paper animation of the guy burning up.
Right.
And they never played that little thing again. They never did that again.
No, that's it.
Which I
That's
thought
weird.
was kind of like, well, that's interesting. The little twist there that you
Yeah.
never bring back, but because
Yeah.
I thought little lies that I thought maybe that other stories, that things that she was making up, they might do that again, but never
Yeah.
did. But Andy, I thought it was a cute little gag in there or something.
I thought so too. Well, Anne didn't right before she said that story. Didn't she say she lied?
Oh yeah. Oh, you just got
She's like,
me
oh, that
to
was a lie. Yeah, and that made me laugh. I thought that was really cute. But yeah, I liked it. It was hard not to compare it to Power of the Dog.
Oh really? Yeah, I can see that.
It's clearly a lot of similarities in Campion style of like really dramatic kind of settings or scenery. And like kind of the brutality of being so isolated. Like as soon as they get there with those crashing waves, I'm like, how did they get that boat past that without pulling out? It just seems crazy.
Yeah.
It just was immediately, it was like, oh, this is uncomfortable and really different. And like this is not going to be a cozy farm getaway.
Right. And everything else after that, all the mud and climbing and,
God.
walking on boards. And
can you imagine having to wear those shoes back then and walk on boards and stuff like that? That'd be awful.
Yeah. Well, considering that they're always wet, you're always,
athlete's foot.
Wool clothing on all the time.
Bro, I bet those feet
right.
stank.
Yeah.
And for goodness sakes, like, it's funny to see how dignified they felt like they had to be, but also how disgusting they're being in a lot of other ways. Like, she's like, I don't know, it just is like a kind of an interesting like blend. Like, you've got to be all done up, but it makes no sense to do that when you're in the jungle.
Well, I think the one of the best examples of that is when they were leaving their house, and the old lady and the young gal, Bess or whatever her name was, they were walking, and she had to stop and take a dump. And so they're out in the middle of the woods. They're holding the sheets up so they can look in at her, like not hold them behind her so they're not looking. So who are they hiding from the sheets? I mean, who are they hiding the sheets?
Well, I think it's like a man.
God.
What if a man stumbled upon this indecency, right?
I guess.
I don't know. Like, it's just.
I would just, yeah.
And I love how when she got up, she started kicking her foot like a dog to cover up the poop.
Yeah, that was the thing. There were some really funny, like, just randomly funny moments. I felt like the facial expression. No, I'm not gonna be able to describe it. So never, because I don't know the character's name. But try
and just make the face.
Like, I can't. No, it's okay. I can't. No.
Well,
no.
One of the things that you saw very early on was when they all met for the first time on the beach, and the Maoris were. One of them was standing behind Holly Hunter during the mimicking everything she was doing, and the other guy was behind Sam Neill, just going like mimicking everything. So they were literally mocking these people right behind their back, and they didn't even like know or care, or so it was just like, this is like, these people don't even give a fuck. They don't care that they're like supposedly working for them.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna make fun of you.
Totally. I found, that's exactly the scene I was talking about, actually.
It's parallel with reality.
Yeah.
I mean, people aren't making fun of their bosses behind their backs, am I right?
Right. Well, totally.
Probably, yeah.
But not you, Greg, if you were seeing this. I would never.
Maybe making fun of their kids, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not.
I would never.
So it's little things like that. And there was something else that happened which made me realize that they don't really care. The whole thing with the buttons, when they carried the piano back from Baines's house, is here, I'm going to give you some buttons. It's like, we don't care about your fucking buttons. What are we going to do with buttons? But then, as you notice later, when Anna Paquin's character gives the key, the piano key to Sam Neill, that one of those guys on their vest, he has a bunch of buttons on there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. But that's hilarious.
Oh, crap.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's like, because what's interesting, I saw this movie years ago. Dad, you and I watched it together.
Okay.
The only thing I could remember was that Holly Hunter didn't talk and that she gets her finger chopped off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she sure does.
Yeah, because of that narc kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of the movie?
That was good.
I liked it when Holly Hunter got her finger chopped off. It was the best part. I'm just joking.
Yeah, it seemed like very Walking Dead-esque right then.
Very what?
Walking Dead-esque.
Oh, really? Is that kind of like
People do get their fingers chopped off a lot in that show.
Oh, God.
A lot of fingers getting lost.
I hate that.
A lot of hands.
That's what, like, I can handle some gore, so, like, I can handle violence in movies.
Brutality of it.
It's like when somebody's getting something chopped off, like
some phalanges.
So uncomfortable, like it, like physically, I couldn't even watch that part.
I did think it was so funny, like all like the like sexy stuff that was still happening with the metal finger, like all the lingering with the metal finger. It's like, who is that for? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
linger for the cold touch of the robot finger.
I get why the trailer called it erotic.
It was erotic.
Oh yeah,
It was softcore. I was into it.
Yeah.
Most deaf.
It was definitely different. Like it's a cool example of how much can be communicated without like saying it, like nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
And I do think that that's probably my favorite part of the whole movie was just how incredible Holly Hunter's performance is, because I like Holly Hunter as a person and as an actress, but her voice once in a while it'll really get me, where I'm like, is it this really is it? You didn't like come up with this voice in 8th grade and like commit to it.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Like this is really your voice. Like, what an interesting thing. And so it was, I feel like I saw her performance like I could see her talent and skill so much more, because it was just, I mean, I always felt like I understood what she was trying to say. I don't know, it's weird.
well, she played the piano. She was actually playing.
I was
the
gonna
piano.
ask.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it says it in the credits.
That's
Piano
amazing.
solos by Holly Hunter. So
Nice.
she
Well,
actually.
The piano music was really good in this one.
Oh,
Beautiful.
but like she says at the
Spectacular.
beginning, they say she doesn't. She says she doesn't speak, but she speaks to her piano through her piano.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes,
Definitely
absolutely.
got that vibe as well.
And I think it's interesting that, say, like what's his name, Stewart, at the very beginning just like showed no, like, what if it's your new wife, wouldn't you try to make the piano like, wouldn't you try to get
Like,
it there?
wouldn't
There's a
you try and
different dynamic,
prioritize that? Yeah,
Different
it's
dynamic.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
like his whole
He
character
thought he was the prize.
Yeah, like that was like his whole character archetype, right? Is that it's just like, I'm the man, so I own her, like, because it's old times, and
Well, and I
got
think
a
he
top
did,
hat.
like he did, right? Like it's
Technically, I mean, I don't know. I think he had
I
supporting.
mean, did he
paperwork.
though?
I don't know. Are you
Because
asking
look at what she got away
philo-
with.
philosophically, or like?
well, you can never truly own a person, but like from the societal perspective of like
Oh yeah.
who's
From a
in charge
societal
or who's
perspective, I
control.
think that was the case. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
women
Yeah, I
very
think
much
so.
were thought of as property.
Sure. Oh,
Like that's
absolutely.
what dowries are, right? Like so it's
If
just
you have mutton chops like that, yeah.
oh yeah, oh god, a mutton chop immediately.
Says
just,
it.
No, thank you. Yeah, but there seemed to be like a resistance of his, because it's interesting because in her opening monologue, she's talking about how he doesn't mind that she's mute, that like maybe it's going to be okay. Like he seemed okay with it. So initially you're starting to think, okay, this guy's probably pretty cool. Like he's pretty, like he's down, you know, and then he's like
being
nervous,
chill
combing
about
his
the
hair.
muteness.
Yeah,
Like,
and I was like, oh, he's like, he's sweet. And then immediately, as soon as he meets her, I couldn't read him. Like, was it that he was disappointed in just like her energy or what she looked like, or like really, like I couldn't tell. It seemed like he was so disappointed in that first scene, and immediately how he was like admiring her, or looking at her, or thinking of her, like the idea of her, even when he's like combing his hair, looking at her picture. Then when he meets her, it's an immediate shift, and I didn't understand that.
Well, he says she's so small. I didn't think she was going to be so small, because I think he was trying to get somebody that was going to go in there and help
Okay.
cut down trees and, you know,
Oh, that's not her. Yeah,
No.
that's not her. Interesting, but
or work, you know,
or produce big
Or he was just
like
into
airs.
thicker women.
yeah.
That could be, of
Right.
course. Yeah, absolutely.
Were thick ladies on trend back then?
But I think it was just that she didn't seem
No.
like she was going to be able to contribute to what was going on. I think that was his whole, like, oh, so what have I got myself into? Jeez, you know.
Gosh, that's so
Is that-
interesting.
Is that why he didn't prioritize getting the piano up into the property? Like, do you think it was like, no, you don't have time for this anymore because you got fucking trees to cut down or
You
whatever?
got a hard
Well,
nut.
I think he was being very realistic of like the condition. He knows that hike. he's like, that's going to be so much work, and it seems like a nice to have to him. He's like, that's a piano is just like an extra thing. It's not a necessity, and maybe he's focused very much on the necessities.
Sure.
For me, art is a necessity. Like music, if you're out there in the middle of New Zealand and all of a sudden a beautiful piano player has arrived and can play the piano, like I'm like, yes, we need that piano. That's a ton of value. That would be a huge contribution.
I agree.
Especially back then, like that would be like nobody brought like a
Ain't no
phone
TV.
that
I
has
mean,
like
there's-
Apple Music or Pandora or something like
Candy
that. And
Crush.
someone shows up with the Bose speaker, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, I got it all, and YouTube
Mhm.
Music, so I got all that weird shit too. Like
Yeah.
you'd be so stoked about that. Like,
Totally. And I'm not trying to say that the community theater group wasn't doing their best. I think that that was
They were
actually a really wonderful
we were
production.
trying.
I'm just saying that what we already seem to understand is that the piano is her voice. Like it is like so intertwined to who she is.
Yeah.
And it
You notice
feels-
when
Yeah.
it got injured, she got injured simultaneously.
That's yeah.
Oh my God, no, I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Probably because
Yeah.
I was too scared to like watch. So it's like the key of the piano finger comes off.
No, when he hits the piano with the axe. And
He
that
cuts
was
her finger on the piano.
no.
It wasn't literally simultaneously.
Did you
it was like
watch the
same
movie?
sequence.
Yeah, but I didn't watch the part where she got her finger chopped off because I was scared. So now
Oh.
I'm confused.
Well,
when did he hit?
So
When
he hits
he went
piano,
Yeah.
takes her outside, chops finger off.
Oh. Yeah. So I didn't watch that part because I knew it was coming. I got scared. So
Right on.
yeah,
Also, like what a baby.
You know?
Like,
yeah, and then
Cutting
what a
fingers
creep.
off.
Like what a fucking creep too. Then like singing her a lullaby and try like while she has a fever from that just was weird to me.
I got the weirdest vibes from that guy.
He
I
gave
honestly-
me the ick.
Yeah. Put him in jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
icky ticky tabby.
Face tattoos over mutton chops any day of the week.
All day.
Although, sure. Well, that's a hard one for me. I think so. I did find him endearing in some ways. Like when Etta is putting Flora to bed and telling her the story of her father, and then he comes in and he's like, "Should I give you shall I kiss you goodnight?" And she just like is such I'm not trying to say she's being a bitch. Like, of course you don't want to get a kiss from somebody you don't want a kiss from.
Right.
But also, like, you've got to try. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, it seemed like there wasn't much effort on her part to try to make the situation work.
Well, he blew it from Jump Street by not getting the damn piano up there.
That's what I was saying too. I was like, dude, you should have just brought the piano. She probably would have like
He could have smashed.
maybe
if,
that sloppy
like,
copy.
Yeah, dude. Like there would have been so much sloppy if that piano had gotten up the hill. Like, or even just like into like an enclosed and covered area. You know what I mean? He just
Oh my
left it.
God. It felt like I will. So most of this is so artistic and beautiful. I will say when they did that slow like zoom out or zoom in of the little piano getting left behind like in the water,
Yeah.
I laughed out loud so hard. It just like felt, I don't know why, but I thought it was like the funniest thing. Yeah, it was like it
Where
seemed
you
like it was
going?
in Reno 911 or something. It just seemed like a
It was
meme.
very Adult Swimmy, yeah. Like
Yeah.
just like we're just gonna leave this piano on
Imagine
here.
the sad Charlie Brown music too with it.
Yeah, boom,
Be sick.
doom,
Oh, I
doom.
know.
Boom.
But yeah, there's so much symbol. Like, Dad, why'd you pick it? And like, what are the things that make this like a really compelling movie for you?
So I've seen this movie several times, and every time, I get the same message of you just don't know. She was married to Sam Neill. That was the arrangement.
Hmm.
I mean, back then, the whole concept was we'll learn to love each other kind of thing. And so she's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I got this kid. He's going to take me. I can't talk. We'll see what
I
happens.
got this kid.
Yeah.
Let's see what
So much of
happens.
dead weight.
But then it's that whole thing, even when, Harvey Keitel's character just starts. He falls in love with her when he takes her down to the beach to hear her play the piano. that's where he understands more about her than Sam Neill ever does.
Yeah.
Because he gets it. He gets what that means to her.
And
And
he holds her
yeah,
at ransom.
I understand that he kind of a little bit of a weirdo himself, give you these keys to get naked and lay with me. But to his credit, he realizes, take it. I don't want it. Making you a whore, making me a bad guy. But it's still, it's like, I love movies that are love stories, but they don't get to the love. They're not traditional type love stories. Like
It's a seduction story.
Like this and Brokeback Mountain
Oh
and
my god. It's so
Crouching
good.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Those movies are,
Mhm.
to me, some of the greatest love stories ever, but they're non-traditional, you know what I mean? And it's
Mhm.
just, that's what I love about this. And they still, in the end, happy ending, they start their family and start their lives in Australia and everything works out. But all the pain that you have to go through to get to that, which I find interesting and compelling about the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do. I was reading an article about it where it said that Jane Campion actually regrets having Etta live.
Really?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I regret it too. I think it would have been a cooler story ending.
Killer.
Like really what aligns more with like kind of how she sees that story really playing out in its truth to the story and to the characters would be
Tragedy.
her dying. Yeah.
Shakespearean
And I thought that
style.
was interesting because then that really changes that would change the whole kind of meaning or like the arrival of like, look, everything you can get here, but it will be a happy ending, all those things. Like then all of a sudden that's really different. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I guess we have the movie that we have, right?
Right.
So it's just a fascinating thing to think of. Also, this woman's just like, I just feel like she's kind of reckless, Etta's character, but I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do? You mean you've lived in this prim and proper life in Scotland for all these years, and then you get thrown into hell, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess that's
So,
true. I guess I
all humid.
Did
Yeah.
you know? Did you notice the scene when they first get to where Sam Neill lives, and all the trees are all burned up, and it looks like, just destroyed? Always reminds me. It remind me of that scene in the Simpsons, where it was the saxophone one.
Oh my gosh.
Where
Saxophone.
Maggie's looking one side, and that was the Simpsons, and that was all burned out behind him. And then the other side, it's the Flanders, and they've got flowers and little butterflies flying around. And
Yeah.
Maggie keeps looking back and forth, and she still goes with the Simpsons.
Oh my gosh,
So-
Maggie, a real one,
Always reminds me of that scene because man,
So
it was
funny.
horrible. Why are those trees all burned out anyway? I mean, it's like, what are you doing? They're just
I don't know.
trying to clear cut.
Yeah, like I was just trying to think it must have been some sort of precaution or like there must have been a reason. But very depressing
Oh yeah, it's just
scenery. Bleak.
I have a question.
yes, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Was hold on, like give me 1 second. Was Sam
Etta
Neill's
Bates.
character making Anna Paquin's character wash the trees after she kissed him?
Yeah,
With soap?
I think so. Yeah, or they could have been like what they call like putting whitewash so animals don't go up. But I'm pretty sure he was just making her wash the trees because she was humping them.
I would have been washing every tree in that forest, I imagine. Ugh.
But yeah, that was a little weird. But that's how he did. What does he know about raising kids? That's just like, you're gonna clean these trees, you
Pervert!
You sicko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just, gotta put a little corporal punishment into your kid to stop them from masturbating so they don't go to hell, Because,
I just think part of the thing
it's
is
the
that
Victorian
you
era.
got to look at the dynamic of all these people are thrown together, and you're not. How do you know? Sam Neill character didn't know what to do. He literally didn't know what he was getting into, what to do, what she got
I'll
there,
say.
and the same for Edda. She just don't know. I mean,
Do you think?
can you
so?
imagine being, going halfway around the world, and then you're just like,
Ugh, on a
okay,
boat
this
too.
is your husband.
I mean, and
Yeah.
you're just stuck there. Like it's just
Yeah,
you're just
you don't have a
Like,
choice. You're
That's
trapped.
right. Those are mutton chops. Your eyes do not deceive you.
I feel like if we brought people from this time era and then like put them in a time machine and told them they got to live in this time era, they'd be in prison within like a week.
Oh yeah.
why?
Mutton chops.
Violence.
I like don't even remember him having mutton chops. So
I don't think
He
he did.
had- he had sideburns.
He might not have.
yeah.
Did you even watch the movie?
No.
Well, that's what I've been thinking. Luke, Atticus, why don't you call out a few plot points or a few things you want to talk about?
I just talked
Uh,
about the washing the trees.
Oh,
Okay,
that's true.
you're off
Lucas,
the
hey,
hook.
Atticus,
What a-
mention
what a-
something.
What about that lady's finger getting cut off, or her playing the? I liked it when she was playing the piano in the box.
All right, you did. Okay, you
That
at
was
least watched the
pretty- that was
first
pretty
15
badass.
minutes.
Oh, I watched
Part
the
of the
movie.
trailer.
No, it's not.
Yeah, like I did. I really like that too, actually. When she reached through to play the piano, like through the shipping box.
She was like, I
What's
want to play
all-
this shit.
Also, what's interesting is when the seamen were carrying. Sorry,
The sailors, maybe.
Oh,
the sailors, but
Eliza.
in the
Sailors.
closed captioning, they call them the seamen.
Yeah.
Okay.
The seamen. They're carrying her in, and then they carry in the piano, and they keep calling it a big. This must be a big coffin. This is a big coffin box, and they called it a coffin multiple times.
Interesting.
And then to have them say that, and then to have her slip her foot into the rope.
And then almost die. Yo, that's
As a-
actually huge. Yeah.
Well, even the Maori guys were saying a coffin, call it a coffin. Throw it over. It's a coffin.
Yeah, it's just. I think there's a lot of beauty and joy, and like it's like an important thing to Edda's character, but like it also was a dangerous thing, I think, for some
Sure.
reason. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know why.
Well, I mean, look at the trouble she got in.
But like, why is the piano dangerous? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the actual piano. It's like, what is it that it's representing?
Pianos are famously haunted.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Famously
It was,
haunted.
that was her
Famously
way of
full of
that was
cheese.
that was her way of communicating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Well, and so like to take it, so she like already has lost one way of communicating, and then for Stuart to not give her the piano,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like he's taking away another form of communicating, and then he really does take it away when he like cuts her finger, and I think she can play, but not with the same dexterity, of
Mhm.
course.
well, yeah. How would you ever play if your index finger of all of so?
Oh God,
Yeah.
it's
You know
so
what?
hard. But then also signing.
Chopin calls that the lead finger.
That
No, he
makes
doesn't.
sense.
Yes, he does. He calls it the leader. He says it can play with power and delicacy.
It's beautiful.
But there's so much detail in the movie. You can't. I mean, that to me is one of the reasons I love to watch it every once in a while. It's
Mhm.
been several years since I watched it, but it's those little subtle things. Like there's a scene when Stan Neal's character is having tea with those old ladies,
Mhm.
and there was one part where there's like something kind of flickering, and then it just shows a shot of his tea and him stirring his tea in this beautiful little tea and saucer kind of thing. And it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, that's how prim and proper they're trying to be in this
Hostile.
fucking jungle. Yeah, hostile environment. They're
Yeah.
still trying to keep it all together. And here's the other thing that I thought was very interesting about how Ed was kind of outsider, kind of a weirdo. They all looked at her that way, but then they also look at Baines the same way. All those guys making fun of him at the recital thing, What are you gonna
Mhm.
play for us, Baines? I hear you're, such and such. And so, you get two people that are shunned by society, kind of.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Mhm.
they're gonna attract each other.
I think, honestly, I think Baines is just like a really, I don't know how to describe it. He's a cool guy, but also, I don't know, the beginning, he started off weak. But
Started off with-
He's a free thinker.
he's got a lot of charm in comparison to Alstair Stewart. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's got a lot more charm.
Well, and I
Is he-
think that you found that out when Etta came to him and said, "Hey, would you take me to see the piano?" He's like, "I can't do it. No, I don't have time. I can't do it." Next thing you know, they're on the beach. She's playing the piano.
Mhm. Mhm.
How'd you like
Like,
that little seahorse that?
oh, beautiful. I thought it was so cute, and I love the way that they had set up camp, like while they were waiting to come get picked up.
Oh yeah, the dress hoop.
Yeah, and so they're in their little dress hoop tent, and then like there was a path with shells and all this. I was like, this is amazing. Like, way to entertain yourselves. Kids nowadays would be
Right?
like, my iPad, So I thought it was a very nice touch. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful movie. I would definitely watch it again. I will continue to skip the part where she gets her
Finger
chopped
chopped.
off.
So
The
when do
best
you
part.
when do you come back to that scene?
Like, when could I?
No, when do you start watching the movie again?
When she's in bed, all sweaty.
Oh, you got to watch everything that occurs. You got to just watch the scene because her looking around and holding her hand and the way
I
she
know.
just slumps into the mud and the way that dress of hers billows out.
It's
It's
horrible.
just
Like,
so like
It felt really raw and real.
yes,
That scene.
and it just like
it's making me nauseous. Just
it's like
thinking
there's
about it.
no going back, and she knows it, and
I-
it's just
I will say Stewart was kind of had that dog in him, making the daughter take the finger to Baines.
well,
That was
that's
kind of wild. Dude,
he
also,
did-
I feel like the
did
ending
move.
happens so quick. It like literally goes from she's a captive to she's sailing away in like 5-10 minutes.
well, it's
Getting her
because
finger chopped off, and then she's out of there.
yeah, well, because she spoke to him, which I love that whole scene too. When he's like, Stewart is asking Baines, "Did she ever speak words to you? She spoke to me last night, or she spoke to me tonight, and she said to let her go, to let you take her away."
I thought
And
that he said, wait, so she literally spoke to him? Because
no,
I thought he said that he heard that in his
yes,
mind.
he could hear her words in his head, but it's for all he cared, he was hearing her speak. No, he heard
Yeah.
it in his head, but he
Yeah. I just want, because I also, one of the things I've been thinking a lot about was like, from what I recall, when she gets her finger chopped off, she doesn't even scream.
no.
Like and I think that would be, if I'm thinking about Stewart, I'd be pissed that like even that she couldn't make it. Like, I think part of him just probably wanted to hear her exclaim or scream or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. It's just it was
Ada got that dog in her too.
yeah, totally. I think it was strength. Like, can you? I mean, I never shut up, so I'm sure I would scream. But like, it's just,
I'd like to think I would have no reaction if I got my finger cut off.
yeah. But I don't think that. Yeah. Anyways, it's there's so many layers to it. There's a lot going on. It's beautiful. It's like boring, but not boring. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like you're like,
yeah. When it starts to get low, they show you some titties, and when it starts to get even lower, they show you some pee-pees.
Yeah.
The thing is,
What America wants,
even though that the story's, I would say the story is paced well. That it gives you stuff to keep your interest just enough to where you're not getting, too bored. So
Yeah.
or it's not dragging.
I
think
do
it's
think the
ve-
movie was paced very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very. The things that are going to keep you interested kept coming the way they should, and it kept going back and forth to give you things about where they were. That's
Mhm.
why they did that. That's why they did the play. That's why they did the Christmas pageant. That's why they did all that stuff to give
Mhm.
you an understanding. This is where they are,
Mhm.
and how all
Yeah.
the Maoris get all upset and start, you'll taste my club, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, this is just a show.
Yeah, come around the other side. Yeah, that was funny, and yeah, for sure. So good watch, like good watch, I would say.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, good watch.
Yeah, I would. Of course, I'll watch it again. So here's the technology thing. So we have it on DVD, and so I like, oh, we'll put it on DVD and let's watch it. It is shocking because I remember back in the day when you're going from VHS to DVD. It was like,
Uh-huh.
man, the quality of DVD is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Compared to
Bum,
the
bum,
quality of what I could have rented and downloaded is, I'd say, 20 times better than what it showed on DVD.
Oh, how
Remember,
That's
interesting.
crazy.
keep in mind, that's digital, right? It's digital. There shouldn't be anything lost, but man, it just looked terrible. It looked like a VHS tape.
Honestly,
That had
I
been
remember
played
the
20
jump
times.
from DVD to Blu-ray being like pretty crazy.
That was big,
Really?
yeah.
Well, I never did that jump to Blu-ray, so I don't even know how that is. But
It was
I
insane.
it's so sad too because we have so much stuff on DVD that I don't know that I mean,
You're like, is it even worth
Upgrade
it?
to the
Especially
Blu-ray.
if things have been remastered. Luke, oh my God, that does not sound
still
business
the
advice.
DVDs, still going to be playing DVDs.
Oh my God.
But anyway, from a
Blu-ray.
technology standpoint, I was like, this is so disappointing. But it is
Yeah.
30-year-old technology. But
If you want to collect something, collect the physical version. Way more value in that.
not if the quality is better from what I can get online. So
I'm talking about Blu-ray, Dad. The quality's better on Blu-ray.
okay, I don't want to collect anything. I don't so anyway. Anyway, yeah, high rewatchability for me. I'm gonna give it a pretty high score. I'm gonna give it like an 8.75. I'll give it a 9. Screw it. Who am I kidding?
Wow.
I'll give it a 9. I don't think there's
9. 9 what?
9 even.
We need a unit.
9.
We need a unit.
Let me see here. I mean, I guess 9 index fingers cut off.
Oh, brutal. It's so hard for me to rating is difficult because I think like it's clearly a masterfully executed film. It like, does it give me a spark of like a huge spark? So I'm kind of feeling torn. I'm like have it in the 6 just in like my Eliza scale. So I guess I'll say 6.
Okay.
6 of that old lady's moles on her face.
Dude, I like that
6
lady. I
of
forgot
them.
about her.
I like that lady too. I found her really
She had a lot of flavor.
comforting. I liked her.
I will also give it 6. I'll give it 6 molested trees out of 10.
Oh, save the tree, save the forest.
Save the
Save
forest.
the forest. Oh, she's
Thought it was
saving
good.
it. She's
It
saving
just
the
didn't
forest.
hit home with Luke.
Yeah. Are you
It was
sure?
really good. I did like the movie though.
I
Good.
liked it too. It's way better than Power of the Dog.
Oh God, yes.
And Winslow Boy.
Oh my God! Don't even
I
start.
haven't had the chance to see that yet.
You
but-
haven't been subjected to it, is what you mean?
Oh my gosh.
How do I
Ugh.
remove? How does Luke get removed?
Oh, we gotta do a movie ranking for the new year.
Of all
We're
the
gonna take
movies
all
that
the
we
movies
watched
and
last
then
year.
we gotta create a list, and then we
I
gotta
was
see
like-
how our lists turn out.
I thought you meant of every movie ever, and I was like, this is gonna take a
Oh
long
my
time.
god, well, yeah, we better
Yeah,
get started.
yeah.
It's gonna be a minute. Yeah,
Seen it or not seen it?
I
Yeah,
like
Christmas special could be fun.
5 out of 10.
Like a Spotify Wrapped.
5 out
5
of
out of 10 what? Units.
5 out of 10 absolute units, being Harvey Keitel.
You got it.
Dude, he was an absolute unit.
My boy looking like a whole tugboat in this movie.
Bro.
Oh my god.
Looking fantastic.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's also just the Power of the Dog stuff. I was thinking about Kristen Dunst when she was playing the piano, and it's like there's clearly this thing Jane Campion has for pianos. But anyways,
Yeah. All right. So who's up?
Luke.
Luke.
Ooh, okay, we're gonna watch Ex Machina.
Oh, okay, cool. I've never seen that.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard it's good though. I'm down.
I think it's one of those movies I've seen, but not, all the way through.
All I know is we're watching a Goofy movie when it gets to me.
Oh my gosh, I love a
What
Goofy
else
movie.
has we been? Oh, you're watching a Goofy movie or the Goofy movie?
The Goofy movie.
Oh, I thought you said we're watching a Goofy.
Wait,
I
a
was
goofy
like,
movie
what
or
if
an
we-
extremely goofy movie?
I thought that's all you've been suggesting.
It's a piece of cake.
Oh my god, so
So
good.
good.
Are we ready?
All right,
Yeah.
quiet down, everybody.
Quiet down. Quiet down.
All right.
How long until we get to his estate? We've been flying over his estate for the past 2 hours.
Caleb, I'm just going to throw this out there so it's said, okay? You're freaked out. You're freaked out to be meeting me, having this conversation in this room at this moment, right? But can we just get past that? The whole employer-employee thing?
It's good to meet you, Nathan.
It's good to meet you too, Caleb. This building isn't a house. It's a research facility. And I want to talk to you about what I'm researching. You want to see something cool? You are dead center of the greatest scientific event in the history of man.
Hello,
Hi.
Do you have a name?
Ava.
Answer me this. How do you feel about her?
Her AI is beyond doubt.
No, nothing analytical. Just how do you feel?
I feel that she's amazing.
Do you want to be my friend?
Of course.
Will it be possible?
Why would it not be?
Did you know that Nathan brought me here to test you?
Caleb. You're wrong,
Wrong about what?
Nathan. You shouldn't trust anything he says.
Does Ava actually like you? Or is she just pretending to like you? Self-awareness, manipulation, sexuality.
Are you attracted to me?
Now, if that isn't true AI, what is?
Caleb, there's something I want to show you.
Can we talk about the lies you've been spinning me?
What lies?
Today, I'm going to test you.
Why me?
Caleb, you have to help me.
What's the real test?
You.
It's strange to eliminate something that hates you. What will happen to me if I fail your test?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm excited.
However, you would not be wasting your time.
Yo, stop this!
Whoa,
Stop
whoa,
this! Stop!
whoa,
Hey!
Oh my god!
I think
Oh,
I actually think I've seen more of this movie than I recall. But yeah, it'd be interesting to watch it again.
You've
Been a
seen
while.
more of this movie than you recall, or you've seen this movie?
I've seen more than I recall because I don't think I've. Who's that in the back?
Peter.
That's Peter. He looks like a goddamn German Shepherd.
He-
Pete.
Oh, his little foot.
he wants dinner.
Hi, Pete. Oh, Owen.
Ow, Owen! God, my goodness.
Okay. But yeah, I don't. But once again, I think it's one of those movies. I don't think I've seen the actual beginning. There's parts. I think I got into it after 15 minutes and then watched the whole thing. But so anyway, it'll be interesting to watch it again.
So you've seen this movie before?
Some of it, yeah. Some of
Idiot.
it. Idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Idiot.
Well, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Are we set for next Sunday?
Yes.
I
So far,
should
so good.
be
Uh,
okay.
I should be okay also.
I think
My
so.
mother's gonna be in town, so
Well, she can join.
Guest on the podcast.
I don't know if I want to watch Ex Machina with my mother.
Ex Mamina.
Ex mommy now. Hey, and next week we're gonna try Eliza. We're gonna try Zoom.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Zoom.
Cool. I love it. We can prep.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Sounds great. Cool.
Okay. I love you
All right.
guys.
I
Love you.
too.
Love you.
Bye.
oh.
Okay.
Bye,
we're out.
everybody.
Bye, everybody. Hey, don't forget.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Oh.
Tell your friends.
Subscribe.